Alright. Waiting for it to show up on Twitch. That we are live. It looks like we could be live. We are in fact live. Yeah,
we're live.
Apparently we're.
Are we alive on the inside?
That's a good question. I don't think we are.
Philosophical now.
Yeah.
You should probably say hi to the stream.
Hello, stream. How's it going? We are doing wonderful, other than Final Fantasy XIV deciding that it doesn't want to be resized correctly in the software. Why? I do not know. But there we go. Now you can see all the buttons and everything. Oh. There we go. Now you see absolutely nothing of chat. How are you guys doing? Alright, Velma says boo, and EpicMan3378 says he fell down a hole on a walk, so could be going better.
Yeah. That pretty epic trip. Not a fan of that one. It looked like he was going to just face first for a second.
Yeah, no, it looked like he was just going to go. And now it's no bueno.
Yep. So, for those of you wondering why we're running a little late, I had to, make sure we didn't need to do some first aid, go to the hospital, get a splint, all that good stuff. Turns out, no, we just need our local town to fix some potholes.
Will that happen? Oh, I don't know.
No.
No.
No. So, we are back in Final Fantasy. We are going to show you guys something that might be old to some of you, might be new to some of you. I have now found you in the open world. There you are. We were discussing, last week we did the new Alliance trio that came out, because the last one just popped out, and we realized that a lot of the old how-to videos on the original sets were way out of date because they showed how they were done, 5 years ago when we had to care about mechanics, and we don't have to do that on half those mechanics anymore. So we were thinking it would be fun and glorious
and
to revisit some of those. Yeah, to revisit some of those earlier ones and show you this is how it's actually done now. Because if you watch one of those tutorials from, 5-8 years ago, and you're expecting, say, Daybreak from Scylla, you ain't gonna see it. It doesn't happen now.
It doesn't happen. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Let's all catch some knights and jump around on the jumpy pads. They got rid of our trampolines, guys. So I think I will go in on Dancer. Range gives better distance between me and the mobs.
Yep, I think I'm gonna go in as, what do I want to go in as?
Probably range so that they see more of the fight from your POV.
Okay.
Since you're main camera. Alright. So, gonna kick this the oldest of old school. We are going back to the Crystal Tower trio. This is the 50 24-man raid. Most of these take about 20 minutes now. They used to take about 40 to an hour. So, eye levels matter, people. All right. Let's get us in queue.
Yep.
First up, Labyrinth of the Ancients.
Aesthetically still, all the grades are pretty, but
The thing I love about Labyrinth is for no reason. The color of the poison, death, water on the floor changes in every room. They all have a don't stand in that, Kool-Aid of Doom, but it's all a different color. And yet it still teaches you the very base foundation of don't stand in that.
What's we looking for?
I need to charge my cell phone.
Here you go.
Because I played way too much Pokemon Go today.
Too much Pokemon Go today.
Yep.
And now it is Pokemon Go and sit yourself down.
Yes.
Followed by Pokemon Go and Sleep, which is my favorite part of the day.
Yep, but we wanted to have some fun and do a little bit of stuff on 14 before we head out for this sleep.
And the cue tick tick ticks. The great thing is for YouTube, you're gonna have to cut like half this out. I just get the audio for that intro because a lot of this is spent waiting for cues. It says less than 5 minutes. Sometimes that's accurate, sometimes it's not. So that's the first thing to learn. When you start doing it, raid timer, it's a suggestion.
Yep. Like, sometimes it will literally be less than 5 minutes, and sometimes I have seen it go up to 30 for no discernible reason, no matter on which job that you take in.
My personal favorite is when it says, 20-minute wait. I go, cool, I've got time to go to the bathroom. I come back and I get the, you have missed queue, naughty button, window popped up. But it's like, but I took you at your word.
I'm gonna check on my deserted island while we wait on Q.
I'm literally casting the same teleport.
Yep, so I'm going to play Happy Home Designer.
For those of you who are new to Final Fantasy or don't yet have a level 90 job, there is the Island Sanctuary. And what this is basically your own little deserted island that totally is not that other game with that feisty Tanuki dog. No. But really, yeah, kind of is. And while it looks slick and beautiful, it's, basically one and the same. And there goes our cue. Yes.
Alright, it looks like at some point in the next couple days I have to tell my, workers here to crank out some crafty bits.
You're not the one DPS I'm waiting for to say yes, right?
No.
Yay, now we're in.
And of course my device that I was watching stream on decided to die, so...
Alright, so... Start out in this little antechamber. So first thing that pops up is basically everyone's mug shots. All their mug shots pop up. and run through what I like to call the lava hallway. So, see this very orange lava-y thing? Yes. For those of you who
cannot see this, people are saying hi to stream.
people are saying hi to stream because we did let them know that we are streaming them. The internet people says hello. That's awesome. And then this room's purple for no reason. Like, the aesthetics, interesting in here.
Yep, it goes from hot nacho cheese to poisonous.
Whole grape. Oh my god, is that what the Grimace shake was made out of? Can I still make that joke, or are we seasonally inappropriate now? I don't know.
Everybody's gonna make that joke still, so.
Yeah. You know, it's the evil grape Kool-Aid of evilness. Alright, so, rule 1. Dragon. Don't ever be where the dragon's butt is. It has a tail attack. So do crocodiles, basically every reptile. Try not to be on its tail.
Or you will be dead like the two white mages in Alliance A. Or our tank.
Yep. Alright. Next room, demons and imps. If you are on Dancer or another AoE heavy job, you can basically just rip through this stuff like a cheap food processor. Good times are had by all, maybe not the demons.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting there, putting some real bullets in them and using my, magic to enchant my bullets to do more damage.
Yep. So as you can see here, the floor has a low, a medium, and a high portion. It used to be that in these rooms. Yeah, there you go. There's the, great drink comes up. So it used to be that as the fight went on, it would come up higher and higher. It's on a timer. And eventually, only these little high scores would be left. That mechanic is essentially dead. Everything burns too fast.
Yep.
Welcome to even purpler room. On the wall, you can even see this room has like waterfalls and weird sewage spigots because sewage spigots are what we need in our lives. Bone dragon. Gonna slightly move off. So the mechanic here is actually still intact. See these skeletons? You kill the skeletons before they touch the dragon. That's the whole darn mechanic. If you get more than a couple skeletons up close to each other, they'll run together as buddies. So you don't let the skeletons touch each other. You don't let the skeletons touch the dragon. That is essentially it. And then after you kill the first round, they resurrect themselves. And then because bonus death, right? Nothing says I really want you dead like I'm killing you twice. Alright, so at that point, they didn't touch the dragon. Dragon, when they all touch, does this spooky mist thing. Also, they have thorns. Back to that purple drink coming up again. Alright, more skeletons, so we stick them with the pointy end. As you notice, purple Kool-Aid lava thing goes up, it goes down. It does its thing. Skeletons are running. Makes this great little creepy yell right when they rise up from the dead.
Gotta love it.
Yep. Chaotically laughs. Also, why is the dragon facing us? Dragon should not face us. Also, just like you don't want to stand on a dragon's tail, don't face dragons at the party. It's rude, guys. Come on.
Second dies. This one's over.
Second dies. This one's over.
Open
The chest, and this one has a bunch of these little shortcut teleporters. Some do, some don't as you go through. So you kind of get some different ones.
This one is weird because this area is very segmented in a weird way. Like, we'll see this opening room at least 2 more times.
Yeah, the vestibule stays there, and different.
It's a terrible design.
It's a terrible design. It is the least intuitive thing they could have done.
This room.
All right, this room.
So
we are in Alliance A, B, and C. That means that we get split off. Right to left, A, B, and C each have their own rooms. Go to your room. I know that sounds so darn basic. Oh, somebody's already crossed the threshold. All right, this is going to get interesting.
I think our room so far only has the 4 of us.
Our room so far only has the 4 of us. So this is bad. Only the 4 of us are in here. It takes 4 people to stand on this handy dandy switch, which means we have to stand here. And the reason this happened is the white mage next to us in our team ran on this platform before everyone was in place. Now we have to do this the slow way. So, hey, now we can actually fight the bad guy. This is an Atmos. They're basically portable black holes. You fight them in a lot of different areas. This is the first time in-game chronologically you see them.
I mean, in 1.0, they did show up on some of the teleport points that you could teleport to. Mm-hmm. That was, in lore, the magic in the air was doing a, this is one of the few times you're gonna hear me swear, but it was doing a fucky wucky.
You know, you've got to censor that out. Oh, people got off the pad. There you go. So if people aren't stepping on the appropriate pad, walls go up. There we go. That took easily 3 times as long as it had to.
Yeah, no, this is the problem with it nowadays. It wasn't as bad back in the day when these
but people get impatient. People get impatient, they run into things, and they trigger fights before everyone's ready. Like this one, see the people who are tethered? That is party A. If they're in this room before that starts, notice that lets them hit the boss. The boss is there. If I try to hit the boss, I do 0 damage.
So instead, we've got to fight the ads once they spawn. There's Succubi and Ghost. They're called Sandman, but they're pretty much Ghost.
Yep. And then the Succubi in here are called Nemesis. And if you have the Phineas and Ferb, my Nemesis in your head, me too. I once explained how this fight works to somebody as these are the pots. Your job is to protect your pot. So that's your dad who's trying to destroy and find your pot. And keep the nemesis from helping because that's like your mom. And your Sandman is your little brother who knows where your stash is and is trying to rat you out.
Because you won't give him any of your stash, you see.
Yes. Oddly enough, that explanation.
That is
exactly how this fight still works.
Yep, like, this fight has not changed since it first came out. This is one of the few fights in these trios that is absolutely the same on the tin as it was at this point 10 years ago.
And that's pretty much because only one of each party can hit it at a time. So you're limited on how many people can damage it. And that makes all the difference.
All right.
All right.
Now
Now we get to go up the center path, back to the lava atrium again.
I hope you're not tired of seeing this room because we've got to see it at least one more time.
I know.
Maybe two if people are dumb. We'll find out.
Sure enough. So, running into the next room. So we've had green water, we've had purple water. Now we have nacho cheese lava.
Yep.
However, the point is still, don't stand in the funky water.
Funky water, bad.
Right. Visagios, which are demons, bomb in the center. See how they're tethered? You have to kill the demon before you kill the bomb. You'll get a whole bunch of little bombs. You gotta kill those too. And if you stand in the nacho cheese, you get burnt. Which, again, like obvious things, but...
However, the game treats the lava as water, so if you have the splash emote, it'll act like you're in water, splashing water.
Hey, I love that I can splash lava on people who annoy me, okay?
Yeah, no, like... This fight is hard to mess... Okay, you can still wipe to this boss, even now. I've seen more wipes to this boss after, you know, the level cap increased than originally happened. Because even back in the day, people would speedrun this.
Yep. The way to wipe to this is not to kill bombs and balloons, the smaller mobs that are popping. Because every time they touch the middle, where the elegant bomb is, they power him up. And eventually he will get so big that he explodes, killing us all. So see, right now he's not too big. I've seen him easily triple this size, at which point he just explodes lava all over your face.
And then you all die.
As we've covered, lava is bad in this room. Up the stairs, away from the nacho cheese. Now, this is the behemoth fight. You'll see those 4 purpley blue towers. Those are actually electrical towers. And you can turn those off. And that makes the floor not electrocute us anymore.
Well, okay, it won't electrocute us as bad, like it's, you know... Right now it's only doing 178 to 180. But back in the day, the towers would charge up with 3, you know, lightning around
See
it.
that main tank? Main tank, look at him. Guy right out there. Oh, he's dead as Fred. Stood out there. So the mechanic is hecka simple. You'll see this 50 times. See those little green orbs that are about to drop? Those are the comet. What you do is you get behind the comet and let the comet take the impact, not your face. The problem is people get greedy and they stay out there. King Behemoth brings out the meteor and they take the comet for the face.
Oh, Alliance Shan. Never change.
They seem incapable of it at this point, so yeah. Also, see those comets that are so close to him, they're in his hitbox? Yeah, those are gonna explode.
If you can touch his tail...
If we don't kill him in time, we might all... Oh, yep, there we go. We lived. But as you can see, like one party worth of people lived, because everybody else didn't get behind stuff in time.
My problem was we took AoE. I took AoE damage from the Iron Giant, which has a giant cleave attack.
Yep. So this will make no sense, but jump down the hole.
Yeah, no. Like, makes absolutely no sense, but jump down the hole.
I don't know if the Alliance meant to
Don't know if
display
the Alliance meant to display like all of the terrible ways to mess up, but kinda.
Yeah, no,
Alright.
that fight was always a pain, even back when it first came out.
Alright, so Phlegathon. Again, ABC, there are 3 of these handy dandy pads. They are switches. Witches get on switches. You need 4 people on a switch. Our white mage is yet again starting fights. Literally starting fights. If you do this one wisely, you take this hobo right about here. Ideally closer to B than C, like middle, but yeah.
Alright, you saw that the outside arena
Gets lava.
gets lava. That is to stop you from just camping on the button. Because the button will, come into play in about maybe 20 seconds.
Alright, humans back to ancient slur, you haul all of the fun you have ever possessed back to that button.
Yep, like I just got rescued out of there.
Because if you do not raise that shield, you all die. Everybody dies. You're all dead.
It goes through invulnerability, goes through any sort of, mechanics to prevent damage. It will always do 9,999 points of damage and keep doing it until everyone is dead. Funny thing with it, though, is back when this fight first came out, sometimes the boss would get stuck in a loop and he would do this move over and over, and the room would be locked because the boss was glitched. Stuff like that doesn't happen quite as often as it did when this game first came out.
But it's still sometimes.
I mean, it's
My
big.
favorite was when a moon forgot how to cast. Oh, God. Is anyone healing the main tank? Come on, guys.
I do not know if anyone is healing the main tank. But there you go. We have successfully... Ish.
That is our trio. Lot on your stuff. Make sure you throw off those player pumps. Not for that healer, though. They suck balls. Summer, you did not annoy me, so you get a cookie.
So, if anybody in the stream plays this game by chance and wants to come to Siren, I have a whole bunch of random song scrolls that I've gotten throughout my adventures in the various tower, runs. And I do not mind just crafting them up and handing them out like candy.
Alright, I think I'm going to switch to healer because watching that heal gave me hypes. So, give me a second. I'm going to switch to scholar. And I'm going to run heal the next round because, yikes. I am ready when you are.
Which healer did you switch to?
I switched to scholar, figuring that if you want to take summoner in, which is also back row, you could.
Alright. So, Summoner here, and by extension Scholar as well, has changed since the game first came out. Okay, let me rephrase that. They were in 1.0. Like, a form of their starting job was in 1.0. As a non-playable character, job. And then come 2.0, it was the only new job that they added when they upgraded everything about this game. You used to have like a row of dots plus other jobs dots that you could use on your bar. Plus you had to manage which summon you had out, which most of the time it was Gruda and nothing but Gruda. And then in 6.0, so Endwalker, they decided to redo the job to make it into... They simplified it, but at the same time, they actually made it better. Like, you do not have to babysit your summon anymore. It doesn't have an HP bar. You just let it go off and become a murder squirrel.
When in doubt, murder squirrel.
When in doubt, murder squirrel.
Alright. I'm ready when you are.
We are currently in...
Awesome. I'm feeding my livestock.
Also, the next expansion for this game is coming out in a few months. I don't know if people would want to watch a stream of us going through the MSQ main story when it does come out, or just hold off for a bit.
Also, since you're on your island, if you started up any of your building upgrades last night, they should be ready today. On the basis of minor, so you're hit. It is incredibly steampunky up in here, including a hot air balloon.
Yep, okay, it did not upgrade my... Alright, so we're slapping a new coat of paint on this. Which will unlock the next stage of quest and unlock new items. I keep forgetting the island exists sometimes, so I usually come by about once or twice a week.
Aw man, you can't land in the hot air balloon basket.
Oh man.
Yeah, I thought I'd try it and see if you could, but no, you cannot. However, there is a tiny greenhouse on the top of the green.
I am now buying some of the new stuff that they just added to the game.
There it is. Alright, next one is Sycrus Tower.
Yep. Alright, I have most of these. We are now going into Sycrus Tower, which the first two fights in this got hit heavily with the everything changed itis.
Alright, did he commence yet again?
Yep, everybody's mugshot.
Yeah, this one, thank goodness, is tower. You just keep climbing up. No more weird lava vestibules to go left and right.
Uppity up, up, and then we keep going up.
So I prefer linear dungeons. I want to know which way I'm going, how to get there. Like, that is what I, desire. Let me know which way I'm going. Alright. First one is literally Room of Trash Mobs. It's a bunch of things to kill. Some random ninja things, some Oceanus, which are these big sea serpents, and then a random yellow dragon. Trust me, knowing the story in no way makes any of this make sense. We're old school where it's just, here's our spooky things, we're gonna put them in the tower.
Yep. So these 3 dungeons are more or less ripped straight out of Final Fantasy III on the NES/3DS. Music and everything, which I do love. But you realize that even then they decided to randomly just roll random, monsters to slap in the final dungeon.
As you go further and further through the evolution of these, they actually start making some sense. But here it's like, here's a dragon and ninjas. Here we have Scylla from Greek mythology. Why? Who knows? But she was there in the original game, so she's here now. A bunch of old sets. Why? So, basically, third grade science. Lightning works. Go to the electrical pillars on the outside. They don't actually hurt you if they don't, but it hits the heck out of you. Now, this is one's a little unusual. There will be ads. Killing them does you absolutely no good, because it doesn't respawn. So right here they are. They are these staffs that show up on the outside. Killing the staffs give you jack and squat. They do make AoEs, but you kill them or come out, it doesn't do actually good to kill them.
Yep, like you just take a step to the side and you get out of the AoEs. The only time I will target the ads in here is on Black Mage, just because of their one mechanic with their Thunder Dot.
Yay.
Oh,
So,
this.
fire. Okay. Remember how I said third grade science? Here's good old fashioned water cake. Ice balls freeze people. You melt somebody with ice, you give them fire, melt the water with fire, makes a puddle, you stand in the puddle for ancient flare. That mechanic there.
It used to kill you if you did not get into a puddle. Like, this is one of those things that has changed because we've gotten stronger in the game, and they haven't adjusted because of it.
Yep. Alright. First boss down. Collect your treasure chest and go upstairs.
After this dungeon right here, after this 24-man, they started to get wise and updated how each boss works. Now, instead of bosses not getting through their whole mechanics, see Scylla back there, like we didn't see one of her mechanics, which technically is her other 2-hour if you've ever played 11. But it was her 2-hour which would have turned us to stone and did Blade Ride damage. I've decided to do a little bit of AoE damage to the 3 mobs here.
Yep.
Each set of jobs will have their own type of limit break. Physical DPS, ones that have to be in melee, they just pretty much pull out a sword, or in the final, at level 3, each one has their own. And they're flavored different names, but they do exactly the same amount of damage.
I love watching a monk pull a giant sword out of who knows where to cleave something upside the head. It is hilarious every time. And this one, Labyrinth, used to have this mechanic where you would jump on these little pads all around the arena. Well, it did its version of Plagueathon's room blowing uppy mechanic. That one is timed. It goes at X% in. And, it don't do that no more.
The only mechanics that we ever do are dodge out of those AoEs right there.
Yeah, although it has a great name. One of its attacks is called Vile Utterance. And I always want to know what, right there, Vile Utterance, what words is it saying? Or, since it comes out of its mouth, is that its breath?
I think that's his breath, yeah.
I have
So-
a couple of questions I don't necessarily want answers to.
Oh, that poor samurai. You didn't have to crawl in there.
And there we go. Open your box and climb the stairs. You're noticing there's a distinct trend of open box climb stairs. But at least this dungeon aesthetically matches with the brass and the blue versus the one before where every room had its own color palette and it's totally disjointed. I may be the only one that bugs, but it bugs me every time.
Yep, nope. They also got better at theming these 24-man dungeons.
Yep. We have ogres. Okay, one guy gets a little green ball target. He's that target for that, fire thing. If you have the green ball, walk away from people. If you see the guy with the green ball, walk away from people. Don't join him. It does you no good if you get hit with that too. One of the very important mechanics in this thing to recognize is there's times to split damage on moves, and there's times where you're just bleeding for no reason. As a healer, it bugs the tar out of me when someone bleeds for no reason. We get no advantage out of it, they're just standing in place. Don't be that guy, please.
Yep, nope.
Upstairs again.
Upstairs again.
Now we have red carpet upstairs, so we're getting just a little more bougie as we go up. This part has a theater theme, and as a musical theater kid, I love this so hard.
Yep, nope. We're literally fighting off against a skeleton bard here. In fact, I think his tank AoE in front of him is Fire Forte, and that's Blizzard Forte, so...
Yep. And here we go, little experimental byproducts. So these little slimes that are creeping up to him, each will get up to him and explode with a spell when they touch. The second the history of ever have I said, oh, geez, wouldn't it be great if I accidentally got hit with an extra silence I didn't need because somebody's being, unwise. Alright. Cum-Cums. There is purple lightning orbs that are tethered to people. You drag the purple lightning orb to the Cum-Cum, and then you get,
Alright. I'm frozen. What that means is I am a safe spot. But I also take damage over time slightly. But I am also a safe spot for people to hide behind in a couple seconds. Luckily, they are leaving me in the ice cube.
Yep, and in fact, the other ice cubes are behind you. Do I rescue them or let them die? Geez, I could be nice.
Perfect!
All 3 ice cubes are lined up perfectly. The person who said they can run just fine, they just died. In the wrong spot.
No, apparently it was a chain rescue.
Look, none of us liked watching him, stand in the wrong spot.
No, I was frozen. I couldn't do jack and squat.
Yeah. Rescue, for those of you who don't know, is a move that lets your healer yank you by the scruff of your neck over to whatever safe spot you're not standing in.
You can't see chat right now, but there's shenanigans and tomfoolery about to go on.
Alright.
You do not want to be in front of him.
Yeah. Which is great, because it looks like the tanks are about to fight over me. Therefore, facing him the wrong way. Awesome, guys. Nothing I love more than having to heal people unnecessarily.
Yep, Epic Man, there is no getting past that wall of ice. So we are currently at, well, we're not exactly at the tippy top of the tower. There's still a little more if you look behind us, but I believe we are at the tippy top of what, is actually carved out of the tower.
This is the top that you can climb to. The rest is all shards.
Yep. As you can see, he decides to take a tea break in the middle and, try to summon meteors down upon her head. He literally rips open ripping the fabric of space and time to do this.
That's great. Alright. See those little arrows?
These are stacking markers.
So if you see somebody with an arrow like that, you go join them. Nobody came and joined me with the red mage, so I died trying to save them from being bad. Thanks, buddy. There we go. Thank you kindly.
As a summoner, I have the ability to raise at an early level. So if you're looking for a magic, class, I highly recommend at least starting off with summoner for the simple fact of you can backup raise if need be. That one got almost close to touching. That would have been a no-no.
Alright. And back again.
Yep, and it's split damage. You could technically stack all 3 stack markers with everyone on there and take less damage than if it's just you and somebody else.
Yep. I died because it was me and one other person. And as healer, I don't have the same kind of HP pool as a DPS or a tank would. However, I made up with that. Up to that was time. Thank you very much. Alright.
Some of this gear is hideous.
Oh god, a lot of this gear is hideous.
Like, it went from cute gear to hideous back to cute gear. Like, why they did the, you know, fliffy-do between the two, I don't know.
I hear you, but man, all of the DPS gear in that book is just terrible.
The only one that's wearable is the Amon set. Or the spoony, you know, skeleton bird.
It is the spooky set. So the healing dress, which is the casting dress, just color swap, has taxidermied either panda bear or polar bear paws hanging off of it. So if you thought, wow, I want a ball gown, but that's a taxidermy, I have your dress. Alas, that's not something I've ever said, so, you know. Alright, I am ready when you are for that next queue.
Yep, I will put us in a second. I'm seeing if there's anything I can buy with my island tokens real quick. Nope, there is nothing new that I can buy right now. Alright. I'm not going to put us in right at this second. I need to go pick up something from the market board. However, I'm going to teleport to the correct place to go to a market board. Also, some dye just sold. A little bit of a money maker. But don't tell the people who actually are lazy and buy stuff on the market. There's certain items that you can just pick up for cheap from an NPC and then sell
On the market board.
on the market board.
For like 3 to 10 times the price. Yep.
Alright, now I am ready if you are.
I have been ready.
Okay, and the last one of this trio is World of Darkness.
Yep.
Remember how I said that they got better at, making sure that every single boss does each one of their mechanics at least once?
It was an improvement long overdue.
It is an improvement long overdue, however, there's still mechanics that people screw up even to this day. That's why we're doing this, you know, right here and now, because I'd rather have some of this explained, since there's going to be an influx of new people.
Yeah, and if you go and you watch, like if you type in, you know, Tower of the Ancients, which was the name of the very first one we did, the videos that are there from like 7 years ago, they don't have any of the changed mechanics. It shows stuff that isn't there anymore.
Like, originally, Labyrinth of the Ancients was a 6 tank, you know, 4 DPS, 2 healer. Or, you know, 2 tank, 4 DPS, 2 healer per party. I'm lazy to do math. However, a lot of the time, the second tank in each party was sitting there twiddling their thumbs because there was nothing to do. Was that fun? No.
No.
Did I play Cookie Clicker to make sure that we didn't die? Yeah.
So, a lot of quality of life changes have happened here to make it playable. But on the flip side, if you're expecting to go in there and have to play Cookie Clicker with a tower, and that mechanic is no longer there, you will die not noticing that, rocks drop in 30 seconds rather than, 10 minutes into the fight. Alright. Hello, new party. Also, the aesthetic goes very goth for this section. And I appreciate that.
Yep. I need to drag this to my hotbar.
Alright, first room is trash room, but they have a move that can be silenced. If they are not silenced, they do that.
I just used what is called a potent silencing potion. It silences the mob.
But since there's 3 of them, each one has to be silenced.
I can only silence
Yeah.
one thing at a time. And then I have a cooldown. Well, silence also has a cooldown, but...
So, now as healer, I'm having to Asuna off paralyze from each individual person one at a time. So, again, we have dragons and ninjas, because at this time in the story, ninjas didn't exist as a playable job yet, and they had been introduced. So this is the first time we saw ninjas in Final Fantasy XIV.
And then shortly after they released the rogue class, which evolves into ninja. I'd much prefer a thief instead of ninja, but...
And then we put up with 20,000 Naruto jumps. That first one. Okay, Angry Maru. First Airman. Floor. You guys want to play hot and cold, right? Pick up a color. Next time he goes off, be on the opposite color. It's really that simple. And the colors do not change. Front is front, back is back. Just stand around his waist and, sweet date noodle. This mechanic.
We have to do math.
Yeah.
Alright, for this mechanic, at least the first time, I suggest looking at the hourglasses and killing them instead of focusing on the boss. Because the boss will open up a slot in his back for a doom mechanic. You don't... Yeah, this mechanic right here. You do not want to be looking at him, or else you'll get doom.
Oh, see that your dude looked at him. He's got the status effect. So that is doom. If he does not...
Oh look, he's dead.
Yep, if he
I got him.
does not run over one of those lighted panels, he kills you. Alright, knocked off the review. Right, remember that floor switch?
Yep, I do, but
Oh,
I got hit by the color changing because it is finicky.
uh-huh.
And then the two...
Alliance, sequence.
Oh. Yep, nope, it's time.
It is time to play Let's Raise Everybody. Alright, dropping down, take a tilt, turn around. I totally forgot to get the there. Oh no. Okay,
Never, ever, 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 ever stand behind the tank.
Force walk. There we go, a little bit more. Alright, at this point, if you got this close, just kill the boss. Don't worry about the ads.
Yep. I usually switch until he does his, look at me do mechanic.
Yeah. Basically, the important thing from that one is don't be in the wrong spot.
Don't be in the wrong spot. If you're in the wrong spot, you're dead.
Yeah, I do love this magic carpet floor thing that we do in here, though, so much. This World of Darkness comes back later several times and references in quests and everything else. This is the first time we get to look at it. God knows, probably 70, 80 main scenario story hours from now, it becomes relevant. Several side job quest references. It is one of the more heavily returned to areas in the recent expansion. And it all starts right here. And one of the things I love about this game is how many times we call back to things that,
You do in the game, and you don't think about it. Like, there is a whole set of side story quests that changes dialogue depending on if you've met a certain NPC in a random side quest or you've done the Christmas seasonal event at least once.
Yep. In fact,
And-
in-game Santa will recognize you differently depending on what you have and haven't done.
That move is silenceable. I was still working on, the ads.
Yep, our tank got really low there. I do not think he believes in cooldowns.
Oh. He better believe in cooldowns.
I hear ya. Alright. Good old five-headed dragon. What's there to say? It has 5 heads. It's a dragon. Do not be in front of its face. It has a frontal cone. Do not be on its tail too much. Because...
Here's its frontal cone. And the guy next to me ate the,
dragon face.
Yep. Which means he is now harder to heal.
Yep. So the optimal place to put this thing is right up against that far edge and basically tank with your butt to the arena wall. That's not what we're getting here, but that is actually the optimal way to tank this. Careful, main tank just ran into that stack, which is so very wrong, it hurts. And that's why that cone almost hit half the party. Ooh, sweet potato pie, they're bad tonight.
Yep. You will want to kill the heads. Because if you do not kill the heads, this move hurts pretty hard. It will also reset the cast bar with each head you kill.
Which is good, because each and every head is magical. It will cast a different element spell. And you want exactly none of those to go off in your face. Peace and hugs. Tank stacked again. Yeah, that guy died for absolutely no reason. But he ran behind the tank, and that's how you
I think there is only one mechanic in this fight we do not really see, just because most of the time we're killing the boss before it has a chance to use the move. But the move is called Pyretic. Oh look, one of the... Oh boy. They're letting things run...
Toxic slime. Yeah, we have toxic slime, poison slime, and blizzard. I see you. Gotta give me just a sec.
So, how to prevent the toxic slime from showing up? You got to stand in the poison. He will toss poison on the ground, and you've got to stand in it.
So, the tank just cleaved me while I was casting your eggs. Because the tank is in the wrong spot. So, if there's one thing I'd like you guys watching this, if you're going to tank, know where to stand. If it's all the same to you, I'm going to leave that tank dead as Fred and get you instead. Because, I don't know, I'm annoyed at him. I'm not even going to pretend I'm not. I just got cleaved in the face by the dragon because we have no tank.
Oh,
Oh, there's Pyretic! And you said it wouldn't happen. So if you do anything in these seconds, you die. That is... Wow.
wow, like...
Youch. Guys, this is an impossibly terrible run. So, yeah. The tank who cleaved everybody is the only person left alive. And there it is. We failed that fight. We didn't fail the brand new content where we did this last week. Where people were still learning it. But everyone got so sloppy on this one, we had a wipe. This content that is like 9 years old, this is what we wiped to. So I'm hoping I get some F's in the chat there because that was pretty effed.
Yep, we just got an F in the chat.
Yikes. Okay. So the big question is, are they going to let Artful take it? They are. Oh, good. We have that. Please note, I'm looking at this thing. He has double relics. He should know that. So he's currently using the absolute top of the line gear, which means that at most, this is required story content. He's had to have done this at least a few times. And yet he just killed an entire alliance by being in the wrong spot.
Yep.
Right? Heads are up. Heads are down. Good job. No. Okay. From those fire orbs that just touched down come the dragonflies. Those will attach onto the nearest person and spit fireballs at them. It's a path. No, do not stack that, my dude. It is a passable mechanic. I almost hate to say it. I might be passing fireballs to maintain to kill him.
I heard absolutely nothing in that.
Oh, he's already dead. Did you do it?
No. I didn't have one on me.
Did you want to do it?
I did want to do it. But I didn't have one on me.
Somebody did, because they passed that right to him after I made that joke. It was not me, guys. Again, I did not have one on me, but I am cross-securing the other party's tank so that I don't have to put up a guard. I'm gonna pass it on or what? That was pretty painful. And up we go on the next magic stairway. I am out of inventory space. Should have checked it before we left.
I have a whole bunch of stuff that I can cash in for gear that I can hand into the Grand Company.
The thing I love about this one is since there's so much open space, you can see all of the other platforms that you fight on as you crisscross through them. And we are party A, so remember what I said, A, B, C, alphabet goes in order. Don't get lost, kids. Alright, see the magic glyph switches on the floor?
Those will come in handy in, a couple seconds. Alright, somebody is being targeted for a drawing mechanic.
Yep, they draw them in, they spit them out.
It is almost nearly impossible to wipe to this. I say nearly impossible because I've seen it once. Once in the entire 10 years that this fight has been out.
And in case you're wondering how the heck that happens, this move right here where it draws in and spits out, if everybody gets drawn in and spit out, and nobody on the top steps on those glowing orbs, glowing paths, which cause the buttons on top to bottom to light up on top, you can all be knocked off, to the bottom row of the little cake player. And if everyone's below, no one can fight, and it resets the whole fight.
Yep. Well, actually, it doesn't reset it right away. It makes you sit there and wait. And then it kills every single player with an AoE on each alliance because the Atomos in the center of the room was allowed to charge up his energy.
Yeah, so you have to sit there and think about what you've done. Alright. Cerebus. Cerebus, for those of you who didn't go to school that forced you to learn a whole bunch of Greek and Latin, literally means spot. This dog's name translates to spot.
He is a very good boy. However, he is doing his job of guarding the door behind him. So, good on Spot here. However, we need to get to that door. So what we need to do...
Yep. You want to do the gastric juice and go in, I'll stay out.
Yep. I'm going to shrink. And we're going to see a mechanic that is done very horribly.
Yep. Oh, I've already done it.
I figured as much as I was being sucked into the stomach.
Yep. Yep. I myself am not dead. I've got people I'm raising down here.
Yep, I see at least 2 dead out there.
Yep.
Okay, now
Got the
1.
first one. Yep.
1 stomach wall is down.
Yeah, wolfsbanes are being fought out here. So, well, he is inside this stomach. I stayed out with the other healers. And we are out here keeping the people fighting the dog alive.
And now we gave him a gigantic tummy ache.
Yep. Alright, going for chain.
People could, when this fight first came out, get stuck in the stomach for the rest of the dungeon.
Yep, I remember that in week 1. I spent the rest of the fight just stuck in the dungeon, couldn't leave. At that point, the knockback wasn't far enough to guarantee that you would get ejected.
And once he stood back up, the wall, for some reason, decided to disappear.
Dropping down it. There we go.
Alright, lightning bolts. Do not be in the line of AoE. Do not also be in the chain of death. That is his tail.
Yeah. Again, like dragons, don't be in where things tails can spike. Alright. I noticed my co-healer, the white mage, is about as happy about to cause this guy to heal as I am. Like, neither one of us are being very generous with these things. There is a tendency, at least I've noticed, that tanks will often catch each other's gear and encourage the best gear to take. But as you can see, that's not the best answer. This guy has swiped people left and right. He's given them face cleaves.
Okay, we skipped one mechanic, but
Yeah, you get most of them here. Alright.
the only two times you will see that mechanic is either if the people in the belly are taking too long on the first go round, or if you do not kill them fast enough after you rechain them back up. Also, say hello to Cloud of Darkness.
Yep, she's our big bad. Beginning a long streak of Bessie deciding that evil demon ladies should be the main big bads of this. You're going to notice a lot of evil demon ladies. It's their thing. I'm not saying they have issues with women in positions of power, but I'm not saying it either. And starting off with the limit break.
Was attempting to, but then they decided to pull.
Alright, somebody is marked. Ooh, careful. That fool just ran that in. Keep going. No, he died. Alright, so if you get marked at the beginning of this, there is a marker sign over your head. You are going to get a whole string of meteors dropping on you. Run. Run like you have a whole string of meteors dropping on your head.
Because you're about to.
That is the accurateness of what is about to happen.
Sorry about the camera going crazy there. I was trying to look at the outside of the arena to see which area she jumped to, so I did not get a laser to the face. Oh, go ahead.
So these little spots, again, we have our individual meteor comet things coming down. You get on those markers and that stops it. Also, our tank just decided to promote Cloud of Darkness. So, the main tank, whoever that is, gets burn on him. That kills him fast. I could, be extra generous and throw extra cures on him, but, he's fine, right?
He's fine. He's all fine.
Yep. So, still standing in my meteor circle.
Yep, I moved over to the new one. The Black Mage also decided to join me here. The Black Mage is using the Palace of the Dead main boss's weapon,
Awesome.
which was a scythe before we actually had a scythe user.
Yep. Now we have Reaper. We have Silence. Alright. Dropping down a little healy circle before the darkness takes you all. So, it used to be right after this, because here, she's gonna drop some floor patterns. And if you hit dead center, you can take out all 3 hypercharged pads, just like this. But now the wall comes up too fast. But, okay. And here comes Sycrus kicking back.
Yep. That guy over there, as you could see, was running the circle away from the, alliance.
Good job, buddy.
Good job. If I could give you a calm and a cookie, I would. But
I calmed the dancer for dancing their little heart out.
I calmed your co-healer because they were fed up with that tank.
Also, I just got my level up.
So did I. However, I do not have anything to equip that's an upgrade right now.
We'll have to do some crafting later. So that is the old Tower of the Ancients, Tower Trio, guys. It's been here for, what, 10 years now? That was new content when we met, so like 10 years ago.
10 years.
So, good times. It has changed a lot. We no longer have the same number of tanks needed. A lot of the mechanics in the first two you don't even see anymore because they were scripted at time marks rather than at percents of boss health. So lots of changes to those. But as you'll see through, I think we're going to do one of these a week. As it changes, as you move through, they improve those things, and we get mobs that start making sense for the dungeons, because that one, like, here's a dragon, here's a ninja, and a fire ogre, because why not? So, eventually it makes sense, but that's where it all started.
Yep. Like, I'm just over here real quick, extracting materia out of my gear. Let's see. This trio took a bit shorter than the level 90.
Yep. Alright. I think that wraps up today's plan.
Yep, that wraps up today's stream. I'm just gonna grab my lights from your retainer. As, we say goodbyes, and then we will see you probably tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. I had to actually look. Next week we will be doing a Heaven's Sword raid on Friday. That is Voidart, Waking City of Mock and Dunscape. Aesthetically, some of my favorites.
Aesthetically, some of my favorites. Too bad I do not have Dark Knight leveled, because that's a cool looking sword.
Priorities.
But I should level the tank, or not the tank, but healer and DPS that I'm currently working on right now. So that I do not ignore the game really, really, really trying to tell me that I really, 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 really should level a caster.
Yeah, but next week we have the most spooky trio.
Yeah, the most spooky trio.
For Halloween weekend.
For Halloween. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye-bye.